Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you are all doing great today. My name is Jocelyn Gabriel, an English literature student at Universitas Negeri Jakarta, and my student number is 120962302 and 2 from class 23A. Alright, on this lovely day, I will present the discussion topic about persuasive and objective text analysis and style integration for fulfilling my midterm test on grammar and style course. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Yep, and here are the things that will be discussed. First, the text, the persuasive and objective text that I will provide to you. Next, we will discuss the text by analyzing it with four frameworks: sentence variation and voice, emphasis strategies, register, tone, and formality, persuasive versus objective style. And the last one, I will sum up our overall discussion. And disclaimer, guys, in this presentation, I will move my voice screen around the corner so the writing is visible to you. Great. Next, this is the first take. The first takes, the persuasive text. You may screenshot the screen and read it for yourself later. I will count to three. One. It's sorry. Yeah. One, two, three. Yep. Next one is the objective text. You can also screenshot the screen as well. One, two, three. Yep. Okay, let's move on to the first framework, sentence variation and voice. Yep, for the sentence variation, we have simple sentence that contains one independent clause. For the persuasive text, we have simple sentence, the answer lies in purpose, and the location was strategic. And for the objective text, this placement is often unexpected, and these goods were transferred from larger ships anchored at the nearby Sunda Kelapa harbor. You can see here the simple sentence, the subject and the verb, the answer lies, its placement is often, the location was, and these goods were transferred. Yes, this is the one independent clause. Next, we have the complex sentence that contains one independent clause, plus one or more dependent clauses. Sorry, I forgot the yes. And for the persuasive text, since Jakarta was born as a port city, the Dutch revolved around the sea and took control over it. And for the objective text, as a result, the canal's banks developed rapidly into active commercial zones. Since Jakarta was born, this is the independent clause, and the dependent is the Dutch revolved around the sea to control over it. Yes, and for the objective, the canal's banks develop rapidly into active commercial zones. This one is dependent clause. Next is the compound sentence that contains two independent clauses joined by conjunctions. For the persuasive text is to rule effectively, they needed to be where trade thrives, close to the sea, close to the people, and close to the source of prosperity itself. For the objective text, along the western boundary of Kota Tua runs the Kali Besar Canal, built by the Dutch to allow small vessels to transport goods further inland. And for the voices, we have active voice that shows the subject doing the action. For the persuasive text, we have they, place, Batavia's administrative center near the northern coast, and for the objective text, along the western boundary of Kota Tua runs the Kali Besar Canal. Next, we have passive voice that shows the subject receiving the action. So in the persuasive text is mostly known because the persuasive text is mostly with the active voice. Yes, and for the objective text, we have the administrative center of Batavia was required to be positioned near the northern coastline so that trade activities and control over maritime routes could be effectively managed. Yes, so uh, the Batavia here, the administrative center of Batavia here is the subject that receiving action was required to be position. This is the action. So the administrative center of Batavia was required to be positioned near the northern coastline. Yep. So next, for the last voice is the agentless passive voice. The persuasive text, also none. And for the objective text, these goods were transferred from larger ships anchored at the nearby Sunda Kelapa harbor. So agentless passive voice removes the agent entirely. Okay, so for the next one is emphasis strategies. Yep, we have four. You can see it later. And the first one is parallelism. Parallelism repeats structures to create rhythm. We can see here persuasive text close to the sea, close to the people, and close to the source of prosperity itself. The parallel is the close to the sea, close to the people, and close to the source. It has rhythm in here in the persuasive text. And for the objective text is so the trade activities and control over maritime routes could be effectively managed. In this text is not rhythmic, but it is what we can call it. It is the noun phrase of parallelism. Yes. Okay. The next one is clef. There are no clef sentence in both texts. Yes. For the text I provide, there are no clef sentence, but clef sentence highlight in an element using it is blah 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 that blah blah blah. Yes. So in the original text, in the persuasive text, that is why the old Dutch government chose Taman Fatahila as its center of power. The location was strategic. We can revise it by adding the clef. So it can be what made the Dutch choose Taman Fatahila was its strategic location. Okay. And for the objective text, there are also no clef, but the original text is the administrative center of Batavia was required to be positioned near the northern coastline so that trade activities and control over maritime routes could be effectively managed. We can revise it. So it was the city's dependence on maritime trade that led the Dutch to establish Batavia Center near the northern coastline. So the persuasive is what clef, objective is it clef. Next is the inversion. Again and again, there are no inversion sentence in both of text that I provide. Okay, we can revise it. We can learn here. So the first one is the original text from persuasive text. To rule effectively, they needed to be where trade thrive, close to the sea, close to the people, and close to the source of prosperity itself. We can revise it. Only by controlling the sea could the Dutch rule effectively. So we can see here close to the sea. We can reverse it to the first sentence and rule effectively. We can put it in the back of the sentence. So inversion, reverse normal word order. Yeah, like that. And for the objective text, the original sentence is the location of the earlier city was determined by its primary role as a port. We can revise it. determined by its primary role as a port was the location of the earlier city. We can reverse the word. Next, punctuation that adds emphasis. For the persuasive text, we have the punctuation. So, at first, it might seem strange because why would the center of old Jakarta lie so far from today's administrative core in central Jakarta? We have the rhetorical questions or question marks in here. But for the objective text, there are no punctuation that adds emphasis of the text. Next is the third framework, register, tone, and formality of the text. For the persuasive text, the register is the so but register refers to the type of language used. So the persuasive text mostly use descriptive or narrative type of text, right? And the tone the persuasive text used is dramatic, vivid, engaging people, and kind of storytelling. The formality of persuasive text, it's semi-formal or informal. Yep. So, for example, if you ever strolled through Jakarta's western side, you probably found Kota Tua, the city's historic heart. At first, it might seem strange because why would the center of old Jakarta lie so far from today's administrative core in central Jakarta? The answer lies in purpose. You can see here the text have the apostrophe. The you have combined become youth and you can see the informal way of the text. Next, it's the objective text. The register is academic vocabularies or scientific or technical kind of language. And the tone is the informative, neutral, not subjective or biased, and authoritative. And for the formality is formal, no apostrophe like the persuasive text. Example, these goods were transferred from larger ships anchored at the nearby Sunda Kelapa harbor. As a result, the canal's banks developed rapidly into active commercial zones. The phrases chosen between the, the persuasive and the objective text is totally different because you can see which one is the academic and formal, which one is the narrative and informal. Yep, let's move on to the last framework. That is persuasive versus objective style. For the persuasive, using active voice, informal verbs and phrases, and rhetorical questions like the text I I provide. So the grammar choices is to create engagement and vividness to the target audience, such as general readers, tourists, or the public citizen that much enjoy the kind of the persuasive text. So they can more interesting to read the text. Next, for the objective style, it is using passive voice, formal or academic vocabularies, and no subjectivity applied. And for the grammar choices is to create the focus of the authority to the text itself. Also, the target audience is such as students, researchers, or academic community. Next, yep, we can conclude the four frameworks previously. How do sentence variation, emphasis, and register integrate to shape styles? Sentence variation, emphasis strategies, and register work together to shape each text style. The persuasive text use vivid language or dramatic language, active structure, and rhetorical question to create an emotional and engaging narrative to the audience so they can more understand or enjoy and interest to read the text. Meanwhile, the objective text relies on passive voice and formal structure to deliver information in a clear, neutral, and authoritative manner. These grammatical choices determine how each text is perceived and how effectively it reaches its intended audience. Okay. Yep, that's all for the analysis of two texts by looking at with four frameworks. And I hope you can understand my explanation so far, and you can see the difference of the grammar and style for any kind of text. Thank you for listening, and I apologize for every wrong utterance that happens during the presentation. Goodbye.